Blindside is based on the real story of Michael Orr, who is a football player for what team?
The Baltimore Ravens.
The Baltimore Ravens. And it's basically his story of how he became who he is today. I really liked this movie a lot, that it is in my top 10.
From last year. I liked it a lot. I don't think I liked it as much as everybody else. I don't adore this film, and it's...
Because you have no soul.
I think I've seen it once, and I've seen it, bits of it, again a couple times. And it's good to watch. It's not something that's boring, and it's well made. Everything is there for a good film. I just don't think Sandra Bullock does anything dramatic. None of the actors do anything dramatic, and I think that goes against the grain of what the lead actor is supposed to do, because he is supposed to be so subtle in his role, and he is so good at that. And he does give one of the best lead performances of the year, but it's just so... It's so good that you don't even think about how good it is.
And the girl who played Precious should win.
Yeah.
Best male performance, and she should win for best female performance. Because these are two people that have been able to...
show their talent.
Well, show the art of being silent.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the biggest thing, is that half of this movie, he doesn't talk. Like, he hardly says 2 words. And it's mostly you have to make up your opinion on him, like through watching him, on what he's like, and his decisions, and how he acts towards people. And if he doesn't verbalize that, what are you really watching? I mean, that's a lot of physical acting. And I think that sometimes people aren't as good at physical acting as they are at just like lines and whatnot. So
it's a very even performance. Every scene he's doing it.
He makes you love the character.
Yeah.
And I thought that was amazing that he could. That's what blew me away the most about it, was because he hardly had any lines. His script was probably a lot smaller than everyone else's, and to be able to portray that without verbal
comes off very natural. And I've seen him before in Become Rewind, where he's playing a completely different character. He's kind of like a thug. And but not like a hard-ass thug, just in that comedy sense.
Yeah.
And it's really.
But this is a very serious role, and it's like all the things that he goes through, and that tension that builds from the fact that he's not talking. I mean, I find that because there's so much silence, like there's a tension that builds, and you're waiting for that breaking point and that payoff, and you get it.
It's not only what he doesn't do; it's his size as well, and the way he carries himself.
Mm-hmm. And Sandra Bullock did an amazing job as a lead actress in this, and I was blown away by her performance, but I'm secretly a very big Sandra Bullock fan.
I think it's a flawless, mediocre performance, where it's solid the whole way through. I've seen her do 2 better performances this year.
No.
But those were her films.
No.
About her, and she's not... This movie's not about her.
Exactly. This isn't, we're not looking, this is what I liked about it, was I didn't go into this film expecting to see cutesy Sandra Bullock, like in All About Steve, or in The Proposal. I went in there knowing that, that this was going to be more of a serious role, and I think that she
blends in with the cast
really
well. She
does fantastic, and she like, it makes you, like, really wonder, like, what this woman was like in real life, because she's portraying a real person.
Yeah.
And it's like you really kind of get what kind of woman that, like, she is in the family and the role of the household and in the role of all that. And I think that she did an awesome job of portraying that.
Yeah.
And then I want to talk about how I didn't know it was Tim McGraw.
Yeah, Tim McGraw I thought was one of the better performances of the movie, but even better than Sandra Bullock. I liked him. He played that character really well. I see that character often, that husband that's kind of like in the back seat there, and sometimes they do goofy things with them, but he did an alright job.
But I find that he wasn't really, like, as much as he was in the back seat,
he supported.
He would still, it was like you knew why he married that woman, like, because she was going to be a little pushy and she was going to be a little headstrong, and he understood that about her and still cared about her anyways. And he put, like, do you know what I mean? He didn't fight with her about things. He wasn't like, oh, why is this person living with us? Or,
it helped convince me as an audience why they would have the type of home that could bring this guy into and make that work.
Yeah. And, so I liked, the one thing that I didn't like was the actress that played the daughter, played
Yeah,
Collins.
yeah.
I found she was really boring, and I know she didn't have a really big part, but I mean there was some tensions in there that you saw between the two of them,
Yeah.
and they could have been a lot better, I think. And she didn't really. She was just kind of boring and in the background, where she
yeah.
could have had a bigger performance.
Yeah.
And
Well, they juxtaposed that with the boy character, the son, who was in Law and Order SVU,
yeah.
and he's kind of like an ADD, kind of always involved, always doing something.
Yeah, like he was more. Yeah, he definitely was. Like you could tell in the family, like that he was the little attention hog and stuff for
Yeah.
being a little kid. That I just think that the daughter would have just could have been portrayed a lot. I don't
Yeah.
know. Oh, she just didn't come off, I guess, as warm-hearted. Even though eventually that happened to her
Yeah.
character, she was won over by Michael Orr or whatever. But she just never seemed like she was warm to anything. It was
Yeah.
just like first I'm miserable, now I'm happy.
Yeah.
Okay.